Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Welcome to Brilliance Business TV, conversations with leading experts in business. I am your host, Mark Stephen Pooler. We have a wonderful guest today, Steve Davis. Real estate, such a great opportunity, but also a very scary one. If it's something you're interested in, building a second income stream, stay tuned. I just want to make an official shout out to our show sponsors, Craig Shelley Luxury Watches and Fine Jewelry at craigshelley.com. We are streaming live on mspnewsglobal.com. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and we're also on the E360 TV network under Fresh Takes, going out to Apple TV, Fire TV, Android TV, Roku, and many, many more. So let's bring in our incredible guest, Steve Davis. Steve, welcome to Brilliance Business TV.
Thank you for having me, Mark. I truly appreciate it.
I'm really looking forward to a conversation with you, Steve. I'm really fortunate. This is my second time interviewing you. Real estate can be so lucrative, but at the same time, I know there are so many people who would love to get into real estate, but they may just simply be scared. So we will discuss all of this later. But can you just share a little bit about your background and your past that has led you to do what you do today?
Well, it really went back to, I've always wanted to be wealthy. Even at 16, I knew I wanted to be a millionaire. And I read a lot of books about it, read a lot of motivational books, Zig Ziglar, people like that. But I never really took any action on my goals until at age 27, I went to work after winning a national sales contest, and they cut my pay by $20,000 per year as my reward for being the best at the company. And it woke me up to the dangers of having a sole source of income. Just a job. If you've got a job as your sole source of income, you're really in the highest risk group in the United States. And Warren Buffett, about the same time, had released a comment where he said, don't ever depend on a single source of income, invest to build a second. And that hit me right square between the eyes. And I said, I'm going to start looking around for how to build a second stream of income. Discovered that 70% of the millionaires in the U.S. used real estate, and I didn't feel like the smartest guy in the room. So I said, I'm going to do what most people are doing. So that was why I chose real estate. And then I love to teach. So as I was doing my deals, I was sharing those stories with family, friends. Then I took a job with a company that taught real estate investing and became a mentor there for 27 years. And that was really the path to where I am today. About 3 years ago, I quit that company to start my own company, adding classes on a balanced life. In other words, while I teach people how to use real estate to build a second stream of income, I'm constantly jabbing them on their fitness, on their charities, on their relationships, on their romance, making sure that they're leading balanced lives and not just making a lot of money.
That's an incredible journey, Steve. So having a big dream at such a young age and knowing you want to be wealthy from such a young age, then going on to be one of the best salespeople and to be rewarded with a demotion rather than a promotion. And that has led you on a path to where you are today. And I agree totally all about having a second income stream or a third income stream. It's really important and a lot better than just having a job. A job is a great starting point to allow you to create other opportunities, but just use the job as a starting point and then create the income streams around that. Just share with us, Steve, a little bit about your business now and how you serve your clients.
Well, what happens is people listen to my radio show, and I'm constantly talking about leading a balanced life, building a second stream of income. And if they feel comfortable with me on the radio, what they'll do is they'll go to our website, and we offer a free sample class. They take the free sample class. If they like what they hear there, then they take a class, and they enjoy unlimited question and answer with the wealth coaches at Total Wealth Academy for 1 to 2 years, or as long as they want. They can always renew. But I think our claim to fame is that unlimited question and answer. We literally walk our students step by step through their deals until they know what they're doing. For some people, it's one deal, and they go out and buy 10 more by themselves. Other people need help their first 10, 15 deals. It doesn't matter. So we take people who have never owned real estate before. I guess I better be very clear. Some of the people that join our group already have 5,000 apartment units, but the majority of people have never owned a piece of rental property before. And we show them exactly what to do, how to do it, and then walk them through the process.
Actually, I wanted to talk about that point. What I like about what you're doing, having the balance, because so many times in entrepreneurship, it's so easy to just focus on business, work, sales, getting results. But to have real success, it is all about having balance. And I like that you incorporate that in what you do, because that is so important to create real lasting success, that we have balance in everything. So I really like that you're doing that. And you talked about, obviously, you do work with more bigger clients where they've already got big apartment buildings and they're already in real estate. So to them, the process is probably a little bit more easier and less scary to them. What is the process like for new entrepreneurs that are interested in getting into real estate? How easy is it for people to make that first step, Steve?
Mark, I think that you're bringing up a good point. It is scary. We're all taught, get a job, and we all do it. We're successful at it, and we get a job. Then when people go, oh, by the way, you need a second stream of income, they're like, wait, nobody told me this. How do I do that? Then you hear horror stories about real estate or the stock market or owning a restaurant from people, and they kind of neg you out. So you have to be very cautious where you get your information. Chances are, if you're afraid of real estate investing, someone told you a horror story. Here's the thing you got to keep in mind. Would a successful real estate investor tell you a horror story? No. The only one that's going to tell you a horror story is somebody who failed at real estate. And my argument is, you shouldn't listen to failures. You should listen to successful people. And one of the first things that you should do is join a real estate investor club where you can get around successful real estate investors and see how they do it. And all those fears that you have, which everybody has them. I had them when I started. I was scared to death. My first deal, oh my God, I was shaking when I signed the contract. And you get around people who are doing it on a regular basis, that fear starts to melt away. So our process is the members that join Total Wealth Academy sit through about an 8-hour class with me. And in that class, what I do is I hack away at those fears. One of the big ones is that tenants are a problem. So I spend probably 2 hours explaining exactly how to deal with tenants. And it's kind of funny because everybody does it backwards. They think you're supposed to be nice when you're leasing and a bear once they're in the apartment or the house, when the exact opposite is true. You want to be a bear when you're leasing. You want to almost be a jerk when you're leasing to scare off the bad tenants. But once they're in your house or your apartment, then you become the friendly little bunny rabbit. Most people have that, like I said, reversed. They're the friendly bunny rabbit when they're trying to lease it. And that sets you up for failure because they expect you to be the good little bunny rabbit all the time. And the minute there's a problem, they're going to explode on you because they think you're just the bunny rabbit. But if you are the bear up front, they know not to blow up on you. They know to do what's in the lease and not break that lease. I kind of got off on a tangent there, but you have to understand that every fear that you have, that I have, that the listener has or viewer has, so does everybody. The wonderful thing is we've figured out the best practices and the business model to deal with those fears so that they don't become a problem. So with a little education, you can eliminate almost every one of your fears.
You made some great points there, Steve. I'm big on cryptocurrency, gold, silver. Also, when I was building my online business and moving from a job, there's always going to be people that try to put you off getting involved in opportunities, no matter what they are. And just like you mentioned, you go to the people that are doing it, who know the industry, who are successful, and listen to what they have to say, because so many people, even family members, close relatives, friends, people who are close in your circle, they won't understand what you're getting into. So they will be coming from their own fear and try to scare you away. So I totally agree with you to listen to people who are successful. And I loved what you shared about being a bit more mean as they come in to show your boundaries. But once they are in, you are a nice person then, because that just makes total sense to me. And it's great that you explain that and bringing something new to the table. Steve, we're about to go to a commercial break, so stay where you are. We've got lots more questions after the commercial break. Thank you everyone for joining us for part 1 of Brilliance Business TV. We're joined with Steve Davis, who helps people who would like to get into real estate and build a second income. He has shared his personal journey of how he had a big vision and wanted to be wealthy from a young age, and how he did well in his sales job, and a way of reward, they cut his pay, so it was like him having a demotion instead of a promotion, but that set him on a path to what he does today in helping people to get into real estate and build a second income. Join us for part 2. Welcome back to Brilliance Business TV. We're joined with the incredible Steve Davis, who helps people that would like to make a second income stream through real estate. Steve, my next question to you. We have been through a global pandemic. I am a little bit unaware of how all this real estate things works. My first question has to be, is now a good time to get into real estate? We're just recovering from a global pandemic. Is it risky? What are the risks? Tell us some of the risks and whether it's a good time now to get involved.
Yeah, the first thing you have to understand is that as real estate investors, we make money in both the up and down market. Now, we're in an up market in the United States right now, and I think most of the world is as well. So guess what we're praying for? A crash. But if we were in the middle of a crash, you know what we'd be praying for? An up market. We want it to fluctuate because that's how you make large sums of money. But a crash, we're able to buy 2, 3, and 4 times as much real estate as we can in an up market like right now. So to answer your question, is this a good time to get in? Yes, but you need a little more education. It's much easier in a down market to make money than it is in an up market. So make sure that you've taken a course like ours. Doesn't have to be ours. There's many great real estate investment programs out there. Get one, study it, then be extremely cautious because this is the time when people pay too much for real estate. There's an exuberance. Yes. Everybody's excited. Prices are going up. And they have this imagination that prices will keep going up, but they won't. Remember, it's not if it's going to crash, it's when. But it's not if it's going to recover, it's when. So just be cautious in today's market. Don't expect to buy 20 houses in the next 2 years. You might only buy 5 or 6 compared to a down market where you could easily buy 20 houses a year. And if you're in commercial, apartments, self-storage, hotels, or these other things like we're buying, we're being very cautious. We're waiting patiently for the right deal with a little meat on the bone.
Thank you for sharing that, Steve. I like your honesty about, yes, it's going to be even greater when there is a crash because that's the time to buy. But now we can still get in if we've got the right education and understanding and make the wise decisions to still do great with real estate. So that's why it's great to get the education and learning what you provide first before making any decisions that you could regret later on down the line. I know you have your own 4 ways of how to make money through real estate, which includes some of the benefits of getting involved in real estate. Can you share some of those for us?
Yeah, real estate makes you money 4 ways: cash flow, equity capture, equity buildup, and appreciation. So the one that I love is number 1, cash flow, because that's your second stream of income. So when I buy a little rent house here in Houston, Texas, I generally make, after principal, interest, taxes, insurance, maintenance, and vacancy, I'm making about $400 a month profit per house. So 20 houses is about $8,000 a month profit. And the cash flow is what pays my bills, gives me the money for romance, for travel, whatever else I want to do. The second way that it makes you money is equity capture. And this is a wonderful tool to build wealth because you can't spend it. And that's a big problem for me because I'm a spender. I love nice things. I love Ferraris. I like to spend. So it's nice that my real estate has a portion that I can't spend, and it forces me to save. That's equity capture. If I pay $170 all in and the house is worth $200, I equity captured $30,000. My net worth goes up $30,000 the instant I buy that property, and I can't spend it. So it just keeps growing. I live off the cash flow. The third way it makes you money is that every month that your renter pays their rent, you're paying your mortgage and reducing what you owe on that property. And then the fourth way is appreciation. And since 1776, Real estate has doubled in value almost every 20 years. So those are the four main ways. Now, commercial makes money a fifth way, but we need to do another show, and I'll go over how commercial makes money.
I've really got a lot of education from just what you have shared, Steve. And what I do like about what you have said is you get the cash flow, which you can live off and have those nice things, but then the saving side of things, which we all know at times it can be hard to save if we're looking after it ourselves. Like you mentioned, this is forcing you to save. So that is just such a great benefit, and you explained it really well as well. What I would say, how easy is it for someone that has literally got no experience in real estate to take that first step? Because from what you've shared so far, you've mentioned 5 apartments or 20 blocks of apartments. But for someone who has no real estate education, that just sounds very scary. So maybe someone just wanting to come in like me and just get one property to get started. How accessible, how easy is that?
You know, Mark, that is what I focus on the radio show. It's it can be compared to dating. You want to hold the girl's hand first, then put your arm around her, then give her a kiss on the cheek. Every step is scary and gets you a little further towards your goal. It's the same thing with real estate. That's why on my radio show, I focus on what you just said. One little house. Just get one. And what it does is it changes you up here. When you start getting a check in your mailbox every month and you go, I didn't do anything this month. And there's a check for $1,700. $400 of it is mine. It changes the way you think. And it's your first step towards building that residual income. And it makes you proud. It gives you confidence. Now, your question, is it easy? No. We do more work as coaches on the person's first deal than we generally do on their next 5 to 6 deals.
Well, yes, that makes sense. And also, just to be clear to our listeners and our viewers, because here in the UK, from a very young age, it's drilled into us to buy our first property, but it's very backwards how it was given to us. It's you live in that property, and that's not the way to get houses anymore. I know a lot of people don't even suggest buying a house to live in it. I'm taking it, Steve, what you're talking about is getting your first property to then lease or rent out to make a profit out of it.
Your first rent property. Yes, absolutely.
Excellent. And just tell us a little bit about your podcast as well, because I know how passionate you are about it, how long you have been building it. So share a little bit about that and where people can find it as well.
Yeah, I think we've got about 300 hours available, and you can find it at gettotalwealth.com, gettotalwealth.com. Just click on the radio button and it will take you to the podcast and set it up to download to your device so you can listen to it at any time. And then there's also a chat there that goes, it's not a chat, it's an email that goes directly to me. So if you've got any question, go to gettotalwealth.com and email it to me. It's not going to put you on a list. It's just an email directly to me, and I will reply to it myself. And I love doing it, by the way.
And that's at gettotalwealth.com. And you have chatted a little bit about this as well, Steve, your free sample class. So tell us a little bit about that, will you?
Sure. In the free sample class, that is either taught by me or my son. And I'm very proud of my son. I taught him at age 8. He was supposed to have a second stream of income. When he graduated college, he had $4,000 a month in income from his 11 rent properties. So one of us will be teaching, and we'll go over the 8 reasons that we chose real estate over all other investment vehicles. We'll go over 15 principles of balanced living. And it's, again, free. You can watch it online, or if you're in Houston, you can watch it live. Just go to gettotalwealth.com. You'll see a bright yellow button that says free sample class.
Excellent. I would encourage anyone out there that's intrigued to learn more about real estate, or maybe you're already in real estate and you want to go to that next level, go to the free sample class at gettotalwealth.com. That's gettotalwealth.com, www.gettotalwealth.com. Steve, I have really enjoyed having a conversation with you today. Is there anything we did not cover that you would like to share?
I think I would like to share this idea. I want every viewer to believe in themselves. I see so many talented, brilliant people who they're just working a job as if that's ever going to get them where they want to be financially. And when they think about doing anything else, they get scared, afraid. They don't have confidence in themselves. I'm telling you, every one of you, you're brilliant, you're hardworking. It's just, you're working hard at something that's never going to take you where you want to be. If you want to get where we're talking about, which is financially independent, you got to build a second stream of income. And I promise you, real estate is one of the easiest, most effective ways to do it.
I would encourage everyone once again to go to gettotalwealth.com. That's gettotalwealth.com. Steve, thank you so much for coming on to the show today. I've really enjoyed the conversation with you. Thank you, everyone, for watching Brilliance Business TV, conversations with leading experts in business. Today, we have had a conversation with Steve Davis. He shared his personal journey of, even from a young age, knowing he wanted to be really wealthy, doing really well in his sales role. And instead of getting a promotion, he got a demotion, which led him on a path to the journey of what he does today in helping people to earn a second income stream through real estate. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Until next time, bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.